This is the soup without the carrots. I wanted to show you with the cabbage in it. And I failed to mention soup bones. Bought a few soup bones. And I'm going to try to dig it out here to show you. There's one soup bone. I have 4 small soup bones in there, and that really gives it some taste. Usually I put meat in the soup, but not for our diet day. It looks quite thick, but it will cook down because of the cabbage will just about disintegrate to nothing, and the leeks too. Okay, it's me again. It is about 3:15. My soup is done, and we're going to take a look. Boy, this whole house smells good. I added the carrots and the little noodles. And we got a whole pot to eat tonight. And I wish you could enjoy it with me. I wish I had a bowl of spaghetti instead. And I'm going to continue talking. And I think the last one left off when we moved to New Jersey in Camp Kilmer. I was actually in... No. We moved in a pretty house when I was in 2nd grade in Rochester, New York. Sorry, but this camera's driving me nuts. The name of the school was Pardee School. Helen was in kindergarten, and Francine was a baby. Meme's mother came for 6 months. My dad went to New York to pick her up. She took the ship over. I remember lots of cooking. One day she even cooked a duck. And lots of crepes. Lots of them until I was sick of them. And I was in 2nd grade in Helen kindergarten. And kindergarten, Helen would never go. She always left school. We lived across the street. And she would run home. Always, always. We had a big German shepherd, and he would follow us to school and go to Helen's class and stick his head in the window. I know that's ridiculous, but he did. Everywhere I went, Helen went. We always played school. That was our main game. We loved tuna fish sandwiches out on the porch with potato chips on them, and then we crushed them. And to this day, we love tuna fish and potato chip sandwiches. My dad was never home, always gone. Of course, when he was there, we had fun. I remember all the nice Christmases, and me and Helen heard Santa's bells on the roof. Me and Helen always shared a room. Up until I was married. We lived in Florida. We still shared a room. After Rochester, we had some Jehovah's Witness friends. And they were our favorite friends. Then we moved to Camp Kilmer, New Jersey. We were there about 3 years. I was in 5th grade, Lincoln School. We took army buses to school. When it would snow, we had horrible blizzards, and the army buses still came and picked us up. And then there would be no school and we'd go home. This was many, many times. We had a black bus driver named Mr. Brown. Even Helen remembers that. That's one thing I have in common with Helen. Are all our old memories. Okay, I'm going to have to stop and get something to drink because I'm losing my voice, as usual. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm back. I had to get a cracker because I'm so hungry. I'm sick of veggies. I'm going to continue when we lived in Camp Tilmer. Big, beautiful home. After a year or two, they sold the house and we moved a few streets over to a big, huge, spooky, haunted house looking thing. It was really scary. And we still had to walk to school, and I had to drag Helen by the hand and in the ice and the snow. And Francine was a baby, and Grandpa was never home. And Helen took piano lessons a couple of years after that. I then was in ballet. I think I was 8 years old. We lived in Rochester until I was in 4th grade. And that's when we moved to Camp Kilmer, when I was in 5th grade. Old-timey school. Oh my, but I liked it, and Helen liked it. I remember our cafeteria were little tables in the basement. I don't think they served food. I think you could only bring your own food. And we did have blacks in school there, which in Florida we didn't. I'll think of some tidbits along. I haven't been making any notes. And I do want you to remember some things. As I remember, I should write it down. And I will. After Grandpa retired, we moved from Camp Kilmer. Now, Camp Kilmer's gone. It was built in World War II, and everybody processed, maybe 50,000 to 100,000 soldiers were processed through there to go to Europe during World War II. We lived in the barracks, old-timey yellow barracks with 4 apartments in each one. But we had fun. We had a pool, we had a theater, we had the PX, we had a doctor. When Francine, Meme left Francine, Helen babysitting Francine. Francine was maybe 2 or 3. Helen was only like 8. She came home, Helen had dropped Francine, and she cut her head real bad right here. And she was blue. She hadn't been breathing, so Meme ran her to the dispensary, blue. They took her to the city of Rochester, to the hospital there. I don't know if they ever got any breath in her, but Francine wasn't right after that. And I remember I was sick to my stomach because Francine didn't come home for a week or 2. And I was just so sad. It was real hard for me. We also in Rochester had our tonsils out. Me and Helen together were in the same room. It was terrible. We were there for like 3 days. It hurt terrible, you know, the old days, I guess. They would give us ice cream, but you don't even want ice cream when you feel like that. We came home. We stayed home from school for another week. Me and Helen liked that. And then, this was before we moved to Camp Kilmer. Okay, in Camp Kilmer, we had lots of snow, lots of friends, lots of fun. I was in Girl Scouts for about 3 years. I was in the chorus at school every year until 7th or 8th grade. I was in the church choir. Girl Scouts wouldn't sell Girl Scout cookies. We walked all over the camp selling cookies. And what else did I do? The church choir was fun, but I hated to go to church. And me and Helen used to have to go together to church. And it was a good mile and a half for little ones to walk there. But we did. Girl Scouts were just as far. Meme never drove us. My dad was home more than usual then because he worked there at the camp. Okay, I'm going to wind this up. Try to download this. I hope it works good. I played some back and my mouth wasn't moving to the words. I have no idea what that's all about. I know I look like Meme. Okay, I love you all. And I wish you could join me in some soup. I guess I'll go sit on my ass and watch TV again. I love you.